At 65, I found a little secret that turned everything around. Imagine this, I am 65 standing in my little kitchen in Ohio. The sun is just peeking through the curtains, and I am holding 2 eggs, just ordinary everyday eggs, the kind you have got in your fridge right now. For years, I avoided them like they were trouble. You know, too much cholesterol, bad for your heart. That is what I heard back in the 80s, and I bought it hook, line, and sinker. But one morning, after nearly tripping down my own stairs, my legs shaky, my breath short, I thought, this cannot be. If this cannot be what getting older feels like. So I cracked those 2 eggs into a pan, no fancy diet, no expensive pills, just a quiet promise to myself to try something simple. Fast forward 6 months, I am in Dr. Larson's office. He is flipping through my latest blood work, his glasses sliding down his nose. And he says, "Jim, your numbers look better than they have in years. HDL, up, energy steady. What is your secret?" I laughed and said, 2 eggs a day. He blinked, then grinned. Those eggs did not just surprise him, they surprised me. My steps got firmer, my afternoons brighter. And I started feeling like me again, if you were over 50. Wondering if a small change could lift you up here is a little lesson I learned. Sometimes the simplest things, like what is already in your kitchen, hold the biggest power. Have you ever skipped over something that could change everything? Stick with me, because next we are cracking open why we have been so wrong about eggs for decades and why science is finally setting the record straight. Let me take you back to the 80s for a minute. I am sitting at my mom's kitchen table in Ohio, the radio humming in the background, and she is waving and she says they are saying, eggs are bad news, too much cholesterol clogs your arteries. She'd always been the practical one, so I listened for decades. I passed by those eggs in the fridge like they were little time bombs. Maybe you did too. Heard the warnings, saw the headlines, felt that pang of guilt cracking one open. We were not crazy, that is what the experts told us back then. But here is the thing, science moves on, and boy were we wrong. Fast forward to last year, I am chatting with Dr. Larson after starting my 2 egg a day habit. He pulls up a study from the Mayo Clinic 2023, hot off the press, and says, "Jim, for most folks, the cholesterol in eggs does not jack up your blood levels. Your body is smarter than that, turns out. When I eat those 186 milligrams of cholesterol in an egg, my liver just shrugs and makes less of its own. Even better, eggs bump up the good stuff, HDL cholesterol, by about 10% in folks like me. According to research, 6 months and my HDL was up. My LDL had not budged, and Dr. Larson was scribbling notes like I had cracked some medical mystery. Here is the little lesson I tucked away. We have spent years fearing the wrong things when the real harm was missing out on something. Good nutrition is not about old headlines. It is about what we know now. So if you have been dodging eggs like I did, wondering if they are safe, stick around. Next, we are digging into what is really inside those shells and why they are a powerhouse you have probably overlooked your whole life. Let us crack open those eggs for a second, not just to cook, but to see what is really inside. Growing up, I thought an egg was just a quick bite, something to scramble when I was short on time. But when I started eating 2 every morning, I learned they are so much more. Each egg packs 6 grams of top-notch protein, 12 grams total loaded, with all 9 amino acids my body cannot make on its own. That is, fuel for muscles, skin, even my thinning hair. Then there is the lineup. Vitamin A for my eyes, D for my bones, E to fight off wear and tear, plus selenium and a brain booster called choline, 250 milligrams in 2 eggs, more than half what I need daily. My sister Linda, a month later, she is showing off stronger nails and a brighter smile, says, "It is the eggs." Compare that to salmon. Sure, it is great, but costs 5 times more and skips the choline punch I used to toss the yolk, thinking it was the bad guy. Big mistake. The lesson here: do not judge a book by its cover or an egg by old rumors. Those little shells hold a powerhouse we have overlooked too long. Want to know what that choline did for my foggy head? Hang on, because next I am sharing how eggs pulled my memory back from the brink and why they might do the same for you. Ever walk into a room and forget why you are there? That was me. A couple years back, I would stumble over names, even my grandsons. And it scared me. Was this just aging or something worse creeping? And then I started those 2 eggs a day and something clicked. The secret is in choline, 250 milligrams in 2 eggs. It is like a bridge Between brain cells keeping memory and focus, sharp studies say, folks short on choline, like 90% of us, over 60 according to the NEFACE. A 40% higher risk of memory fog or even Alzheimer's. Eggs also bring B vitamins, B6, B1, to folate that knock down a nasty X compound called homocysteine. Tied to brain decline, take my buddy, Tom71, from I got him on eggs, and now he is bragging about beating me. At crossword puzzles me, I am finishing sentences again, no more. Mid-talk stumbles, brain pills cost a fortune, $30 a bottle. But 2 eggs, pennies a day, the little lesson I have learned is this. Feed your mind what it is hungry for, and it will stick by you. If you have ever worried about losing your edge, do not go anywhere. Up next, we are talking about how those same eggs helped me see my grandkids' faces clearer than ever, and why your eyes might thank you too. Our eyes carry a lifetime of stories watching kids grow sunsets, fade, but lately mine were letting me down reading the fine print. On a jar was a squinting match, and driving at dusk, forget it then. Those 2 eggs started working their quiet magic inside the yolk. There is lutein and zeaxanthin, fancy names for antioxidants, that act like sunglasses for your retina. They filter blue light from screens and sun, cutting the risk of macular degeneration. Something 50% of us over 65 could dodge with enough of them, says the American Eye Institute. Vitamin A helps to sharpening night vision. Last month, I read Goodnight Moon to my granddaughter without glasses. First time in years my neighbor Sue, 62, swears her night drives got easier after egg yolks joined her mornings. I used to think carrots were the eye food. Turns out eggs pack a bigger punch for less fuss. Here is my little lesson. Small bites can keep big moments in focus. If blurry days have you worried, stick with me after a quick break. We are jumping into how eggs became my secret weapon against colds, and why they might keep you out of bed this winter too. Let us talk about something we have all wrestled with at some point. Those extra pounds that sneak up as the years roll by. For me, it hit hard after 60. I would finish breakfast, maybe a bagel or some cereal, and by 10 a.m. my stomach was growling like I had not eaten in days. Diets tried them, starving, no thanks. I would rather enjoy my food than fight it. Than those 2 eggs. Every morning changed the game. Here is why each egg has got 6 grams of protein, 12 grams total, and protein is like a warm hug for your appetite. It trips those fullness hormones, cholesterol and peptide. Why? If you are curious, tell hey, we are good here. Plus, digesting it burns more calories than carbs or fats, what science calls the thermic effect to eggs. Just 156 calories. But they stick with you. Take my friend Ellen, 66. From across the street, she would snack all day, chips, cookies. Name it, until I got her on eggs. 6 weeks later, she is down 5 pounds. No hunger tantrums, just smiling over her skillet. Me. I ditched mid-morning donuts for eggs with a slice of tomato. Keeps me full till lunch. No forcing, no fuss. Compare that to a 200-calorie muffin that leaves you raiding the pantry by noon. Here is the little lesson. I have tucked away. You do not have to starve to slim down. Feed yourself. Right. And the rest falls into place if you have ever felt stuck chasing a number on the scale. Hang on, next we are diving into how those same eggs kept me out of bed during flu season, and why they might just be your winter lifesaver too. Winters used to knock me flat, sniffles, aches, the works. I would bundle up, but my energy still tanked, especially after 65. Then those 2 eggs turned things around. They are loaded with vitamin D, crucial when my skin cannot soak up sun like it used to. About 70% of US over 65 are short on it, says the CDC, and that drags down immunity. Eggs also bring B12 for white blood cell, selenium to fight inflammation, and vitamin A to guard my nose and throat, my first line against germs. Last flu season, I sailed through no tissues, no couch days. My cousin Ed, 69, caught my egg trick after a rough cold. He is back to his morning walks grinning like a kid. I used to pop vitamin D pills, $10 a bottle, but 2 eggs do it cheaper and tastier. The little lesson: your plate can be your shield. Simple as that. If you are tired of feeling run down, hang on. Next, we are tackling those afternoon crashes and how eggs keep my energy humming all day long. Ever hit that 2 p.m. wall, shaky, tired, reaching for a candy bar that was me every day until those 2 eggs stepped in. They have got almost no carbs, unlike toast or cereal that spiked my blood sugar fast instead. 12 grams of protein and healthy fats keep my glucose steady. No roller coaster, studies show. This cuts insulin spikes, 20% lower risk of type 2 diabetes, says the American Diabetes Association. Steady sugar means steady me, no crashes, no grumpiness. My friend Mary, 67, used to nap after lunch. Now she is gardening past noon. With eggs in her morning, I would grab donuts and crash by 11 to egg, right? And it carries you through. Wondering how to cook those eggs without losing the magic? Stay tuned, because next, I am spilling my tricks to keep every nutrient intact. So we have got these powerhouse eggs, but here is the catch. How you cook them matters. I used to fry them in heaps of butter. Tasty, but it drowned. The good stuff boiling is my go-to now. 7 minutes for a soft yolk keeps. Vitamins A, D, and choline locked in. No oil needed. Poaching is another. Gem just hot water, and that golden yolk stays perfect. Scrambled eye. Switch to a splash of olive oil and toss in spinach. Flavor up nutrients. Up raw eggs. Nope, salmonella is a risk in the States. And uncooked whites. Block biotin. My niece tried frying hers to death, lost half the magic. I showed her my 5-minute poach with avocado. Now she is hooked. Lesson. Here a little care keeps the goodness alive. Ready to try this yourself? Hang tight, because next, I have got a 10-day plan to kickstart your egg journey, and trust me, it is a game changer. By now, you are probably thinking, could 2 eggs really do all this for me? I say yes, and here's how to prove it. Try my 10-day egg challenge. Days 1 to 3, boiled 2 eggs paired with toast. Easy start. Days 4 to 7, poach them with spinach. Fancy but fast. Days 8 to 10, scramble with peppers. Kick it up a notch. No fuss. 5 to 10 minutes tops. I did this, and by day 10, I was walking my block without huffing. My knees thanked me. To my neighbor Bill, 73, laughed at first, then dropped 3 pounds and felt spire. The lesson: big wins hide in small steps. Just crack that first egg. Want to feel steadier, sharper, stronger in just 10 days? Start tomorrow. Drop a comment with your plan. Hit like if you are in, and subscribe so we can keep this journey going. Up next, we are talking more. See you there.